Hey guys, how you doing? Want to hop on here today to talk to you a little bit about taxes. Now, before you cringe, this isn't cringeworthy. This should be super exciting because I think one of the best and often most overlooked benefits of owning our own home-based business like this is the tax benefits that we have. Before I get started, I am not a professional tax preparer, okay? So you want to research this on your own or talk to your tax preparer to get all the specifics for you, because we're from all over the place, and we have other jobs outside of Pampered Chef that can influence what we end up owing, okay? Or paying in or getting back or whatever. So what's really exciting is that many of the things we already use in our lives can now be either partially or fully deducted as business expenses. So you'll want to check into things like your cell phone, your internet cost, maybe even the insurance on your car or your car payment or mileage that you put on your car. Things like if you practice recipes at home to make at your parties, then these things can be written off, as well as the mileage to and from the grocery store. If you have a space in your home that you use entirely for your business, like right here, this is my home office. It is 11% of the square footage of my home. So when I had a mortgage, I could write off 11% of my mortgage, 11% of the heat, 11% of the electricity, 11% of a whole lot of stuff. Any home improvements that we do, like siding and windows and all this kind of stuff. Okay. Obviously, there are other things that we get to write off. The cost of your kit when you got started is tax deductible. If you purchase an item at half off, whatever you pay for it is a business expense. If you print out copies of the specials, your printer, your ink, your paper, all of these things can be considered business expenses. Now, when it comes to our taxes, we get a 1099 from Pampered Chef, okay? And if we'd like to write off our business expenses, you're going to want to fill out a Schedule C. You can find that at the post office. You can get it from your tax preparer. If you use TurboTax, there is a special TurboTax that has a Schedule C attached to it, okay? When you get your 1099 from Pampered Chef, just like any tax document, you'll see income, but then you'll see other. Now, before you faint and think to yourself, oh my goodness, I have to pay taxes on all that other income, all your Pampered Chef dollars, all the free products that you earned, if you've got the Pampered Chef necklace for hitting $15,000 in career sales, before you think, oh goodness, now I have to pay taxes on this. This other income, almost all of it, or usually all of it, is a wash, okay? Yes, you're going to count it as income, but you're going to turn around and write it off as a business expense, because these free products that you earn, what are you doing with them? You're taking them to your parties, and you're using them in your business. What are you doing with that $15,000 career necklace? You're wearing it out and about as advertisement for your business, okay? So that should not impact your taxes at all. All of that other income, you're going to turn around and write it right off, okay? And now you do want to keep track of your business expenses. What I usually do is I have a little basket in my office. Any business expenses that I have, I just throw it right in there. Once a month, I take a few minutes and I enter all the receipts for that 1 month. Mileage to and from the grocery store, mileage to and from the parties, mileage to and from our training events. If you bring a recipe to a training event, if you host a party of your own, all the ingredients, but also any paper goods, napkins, paper plates. If you bought a couple of bottles of wine at your kickoff party to serve to your guests, all of that may be written off. Now, I do want to do a little screen share to show you where on the website you can keep track of that. If you want, you can come up with your own system of keeping track, but I use what Pampered Chef gives us. So this should look familiar. I'm signing into Consultants Corner. There might be other ways of finding this part of the site, but the way I know best is to just click on Full Site. There we go. And we're going to go to Business Center, and we're going to scroll down to My Income and Expense and click on that. Oh, this is a little sluggish today. Okay, so here you can add your income for when you get paid from Pampered Chef. You can add expenses. Okay, so I've got a party today, so I'm going to go ahead and put in the mileage for that. All right, it's February 1st, so I'm going to go in here. I'm going to find the show that's in here. Takes a long time because I have a lot of parties. If it doesn't cooperate, there we go. So let's see. Tonight's party is Kelly. Where is she? Kelly. Select. Okay, now I'm gonna choose a category. I'm gonna choose mileage. Okay, and under description, I just write to from the party. I do rate-based. I believe we deduct 0.535. And I looked up the mileage beforehand on, like, you know, whatever I forget what I use, but anyway, MapQuest, whatever that is. And so I know the miles tonight to and from are going to be 24 miles. And then I just click save. Now, you might notice when you have your drop-down menu that I have a lot of things that you might not have in here because we are allowed to edit the categories. You would just click over here and the categories are here. You can write in your own. Okay, so I have an office assistant, so I have created a category for that. And like if you hire your kids, you know, you can just put office assistant, and you can put your kids, you know, kids in there if they work for an hour, stamping paperwork, whatever, you pay them a couple of bucks. Go ahead and put it in there and write it off. You want to make sure your kids are making less than $600 a year, however, otherwise it gets complicated. So just keep it under 600 and you're good to go. So you can edit the categories. So if you want to look and see what I've got, some of these were already created by Pampered Chef and some of them were created by me. I have one for tolls because I drive to Massachusetts from time to time. Ingredients when I'm practicing at home. Meetings and trainings. Fairs and expos because I do a few of those per year. Okay. I sometimes will make donations when someone has a fundraiser. I'll make an additional donation. You know, if the sales of the fundraiser are over a certain amount, I might give an extra 5%. So I have a donation line in there. Okay. And then you can just save these. And at the end of the year, you can just go and print them out. And, you know, I just click, you know, categories all and press print. And out they all come, all nicely organized for my tax preparer with all of the expenses in there. I find that if I set aside just about 10% or so of my income each month, that it pretty much will cover whatever taxes I owe. This is going to vary, okay, from person to person because it depends on your household income, how much you might have already withheld from your primary job. I pay quarterly because this is my full-time income. If you're not full-time right now with Pampered Chef, you don't have to worry about that. But it is something that you can look into. Another little seed I want to plant with you guys is, if you want, you can consider opening up a SEP. A SEP is a self-employment pension, okay? It's like a 401k for self-employed people. We are allowed to take up to 25%, I believe, of what we make and put it in a SEP. And it's pre-tax money, so we don't have to pay taxes on that. So if that's something that you'd like to do for yourself in your retirement and to keep more of what you make today because you take that money off the table, that might be something you want to talk to your investment or your tax person about. So that's everything in a nutshell. I hope this was helpful for you. Like I said, I'm not a professional tax person, so any specific questions you have, you're going to want to pose it to someone who is a professional. But I hope you're excited about all the things that you have the opportunity to look into as far as getting additional write-offs, these things that you already have and use every single day. All right? I hope you found this helpful. Have a good one.